ISKCON Khwopa Acharya Shri Prabhupada ki, Ananta Kuri Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Shamaveda Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Shri Shimita Gaur Shitanata Mananda Hari Hari. Muktam Karadi Vachalam Pangam Gayate Girim Jaktapadam Hamande Shri Gurum Dinat Arinam. We are very happy to come to ISKCON Bhaktapur Center.
Oh, they're translating simultaneously, so you can just maybe they need to introduce you first, or
Okay.
yeah.
Hare Krishna. हामी ISKCON भक्तपुर अन्तर्गतको ISKCON खोपो सेन्टरबाट हिज ग्रेस अतुल कृष्ण प्रभुजी र उहाँसँग आउनुहुने सम्पूर्ण भक्तवृन्दहरूलाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्छौँ। एकपटक ठुलो आवाजमा हरे कृष्ण महामन्त्र भनेर।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
We would heartily welcome His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhuji and his family members and all other Gurukulis team. So Atul Krishna Prabhuji को बारेमा उहाँको मुखारविन्दबाट केही श्रवण गर्न अगाडि उहाँ को हुनुहुन्छ भनेर हामीले उहाँको बारेमा केही बुझ्यौँ भने अझ हामीले उहाँले बोल्नु भएको शब्दहरूको बढी मनन गर्न सक्छौँ। सो अतुल कृष्ण हिजो हामीले ग्रुपमा राखिसकेका छौँ उहाँ को हुनुहुन्छ भनेर। हुन त हामीले पनि त्रिपुरेश्वरमा भिजाको दिनदेखि नै अतुल कृष्ण प्रभुजी चाहिँ कथा हैन विभिन्न सेमिनारहरू गर्न चाहिँ आउनुहुन्थ्यो। सो अहिले पनि उहाँ हाम्रो ISKCON मायापुरमा उहाँ चाहिँ त्यहाँ चेयरम्यान अफ ISKCON बोर्ड अफ एक्जामिनर जसले चाहिँ ISKCOनमा यो विभिन्न शास्त्रीय कोर्सेसहरूको अध्ययन गराइन्छ त्यहाँ चाहिँ उहाँ चाहिँ चेयरम्यान हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँले स्टार्टिङ गर्नुभएको ISKCON मेलबोर्नबाट स्टार्ट गर्नुभएको 1985बाट नै स्टार्ट गर्नुभएको कृष्ण कन्सियसनेसमा। सो उहाँले विभिन्न सेवाहरू गर्नुभएको छ, बङ्गलादेशमा यात्रा गर्नुभएको छ। उहाँले बङ्गाली त यसरी बोल्नुहुन्छ कि हुन्छ नि हामीले नेपाली बोल्दाखेरि जस्तो सर्र जानुहुन्छ। हि क्यान हुन्छ नि कस्तो मजाले नै चैतन्य चरितामृतको हरेक श्लोकहरू उहाँले त्यही बङ्गाली टोनमै उहाँले गाइदिन सक्नुहुन्छ। बिसाइड उहाँले भक्ति शास्त्री, भक्ति वैभव र टिचर्स ट्रेनिङ कोर्सेसहरू सबै इन्डिया, बङ्गलादेश, साउथ इस्ट एसिया, अस्ट्रेलिया, मिडल इस्ट कन्ट्रिजहरू सबै ठाउँमा चाहिँ उहाँले यस्तो कोर्सेसहरू दिइराख्नु भएको छ। सो हामी एकदम नै ग्रेटफुल छौँ उहाँ आज हामीहरूमा हामीहरूलाई उहाँको एसोसिएसन दिन आउनुभएको छ। एकदम नै मनन गर्दै हामी उहाँको अहिले कथा श्रवणतर्फ जान्छौँ। हरे कृष्ण।
उहाँहरूले भन्नुभएको चाहिँ सबै तपाईँहरूको ग्रुपमा पनि राखिसक्यो, तपाईँले जहाँ पनि भेट्टाउन सक्नुहुन्छ। तपाईँले भेट्टाउन नसक्ने चाहिँ म तपाईँहरूलाई भन्छु। सो प्रभुजी चाहिँ यहाँ करिबन 20 वर्ष अगाडिदेखि यहाँ आइराख्नु भएको छ र हामीले जहाँ चाहिन्छ सुन्दैन। सो हामी उहाँ हाम्रो परम पूज्य प्रविष्णु महाराजको शिष्य हुनुहुन्छ। सो महाराजले उहाँलाई जिम्मा दिनुभएको थियो कि यहाँ नेपालमा चाहिँ एउटा मन्दिर हामीलाई चाहिन्छ। सो इस्कन बुढानी कण्ठ जुन हजुरले देख्नुभएको थियो त्यो जग्गा लिनेदेखि लिएर त्यहाँको सम्पदाहरू जति पनि बनेको पहिला देख्नुहुन्छ सबै उहाँले नै डोनेसन उठाएर ल्याउनु भएको। सो यहाँ विभिन्न कोर्सेसहरू पहिल्यैदेखि उहाँ दिनुहुन्थ्यो र एकदमै नेपाललाई चाहिँ धेरै मन पराउनुहुन्छ। सो अहिले उहाँको छोरा बुहारी नातिनीहरू सबै सँगै हुनुहुन्छ।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Tomorrow is Sri Radhika's Avibhav Titi Radhashtami day. It's a very special day. And we'll all be celebrating and hearing about Sri Radhika. Now this evening, I thought, actually when I came, Bhaktapur Center, I was thinking about speaking about something else last night, carrying on. But I felt inspired when I saw all these young Kumaris here. Yeah. I thought I'd share with you some description of the householder life of Goshundar and Lokhi Devi in Navadip Dham. How does that sound?
Very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I find it interesting. In Yogpit, in Mayapur, who's been to Mayapur? Oh, so many. Such fortune. Now, you know Jogpit temple? Yeah? We live just a few minutes. We can walk less than from here to the Krishna temple, maybe much more. Yogpit, just a few minutes we walk it, 5 minutes. That's right. So there in the center altar, who's in the center altar in Yogpit? The center altar. You've seen many times, but you don't remember. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur, Gauranga, Gaur, Vishnu Priya and Lokhi Priya. On one side Lokhi Priya, on one side Vishnu Priya, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. In Navadip, that's the main temple, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, in that place, Goshundar, he performed his householder pastimes. They're very fascinating pastimes. Shachi Devi, she actually, Jagannath Misra, he had already left, he passed away. Jagannath Misra, he passed away. So, Shachi Devi, she was at home with Nimai, and they were there alone, at home in the Jogpit. And Shachi Devi was thinking, at this time, Goshundar was perhaps 15 or 16 years old. Keshav, how old are you? 15. 15. So your age. Just see. 15 years old. And Shachi Devi was thinking, now I need to find a suitable bride for Goshundar. He's 15 years old. Yeah. He was already a famous teacher. Sarva Navadipe Sharva Lokhoilo Tani Nimai Pandit Addapak Shiromani. Sharva Navadip, all over Navadip, Sharva Lokhoilo Tani. All the people were saying Sarva Lokhoilo Tani Nimai Pandit Addapak Shiromani. Nimai Pandit is the crushed jewel of all the professors. And only he was 13, 14 years old at that time. He already had his school, he was already famous, he already defeated Digvijay Pandit. That was before his marriage. And then Shachi Devi, she's thinking, now is the time to find a suitable bride. And so she would notice the Lokhi Devi, young girl, she was only 11 years old. 11 years old. And she would take bath 3 times a day in the Ganga. And so, at that time there was one, the Gatok, the marriage maker, Manamali. And he approached Shachi Devi and he said, Nimai is such a handsome young man. And there is a very eligible, beautiful young girl, Lakshmi Devi, Lakhi Priya. And she would make, I think she would make a very good wife for Nimai. And at first, Sachi Devi was, no, Nimai is still young. Let him study. He's absorbed in his studies. Let him study more. And then so the marriage maker, Vanamali, he left, a little disappointed. And as he was departing the house of Jagannath Mishra, the Mahaprabhu Sachiyangan, Mahaprabhu was coming home and he saw the marriage maker and he said, how are you today? Well, and then he came home and he asked Sachi Devi, so the marriage maker was here, so what did he discuss? And Sachi Devi said, I discussed this and that. And Nimai said, his proposal is very good. And Sachi Devi, she immediately, she called him back. And then they made arrangements. We won't go into detailed discussion the Vivaha, the marriage of Mahaprabhu and Goshunda, but that's very beautifully described in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. But now we'll hear a few verses. Vrindavandas Thakur is describing having accepted Lakhi Devi as his Shahadharmini, his religious assistant. And they were together in the jog pit, living there. And their household life was very wonderful. It was an ideal household life. So Vrindavandas Thakur, he's describing that Lakhi Charitra Deki Shachi Bhagavati. Shachi Bhagavati, the most fortunate Sachi Devi. Lakhi Charitra Deki, seeing the character of Lakhi Devi. Dande Dande Ananda Vishesh Bore Oti. Her pleasure increased every moment just seeing the character of Lakshmi Devi. Ushakal, early in the morning. Ushakal, Hoite Loki Jota Griha Karma. Jota Griha Karma, all of the household duties. Beginning with rising in the morning, the first thing that Lakshmi Devi would do, she would clean the floors from early in the morning. And she would do all of the household work early in the morning. Cleaning the floors, setting up the cleaning the temple room, preparing the items for offering bhoga. Apane konin joto e tar dharma, the household work, the household duties, she considered her dharma. The household duties, she considered her dharma. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in his purport, he says that in order to increase the happiness of her husband and to satisfy her respected mother-in-law, Sachi Devi, the chaste Lakshmi Devi performed all household duties and considered herself a maid servant of her husband. And she considered serving her husband her religious duty. As an ideal housewife, Srimati Lakshmi Devi personally performed all of the Lord's household duties, beginning from early in the morning till late at night. Dev Grihe Koren Jay Shashtika Mondali Shankar Chakra Likhen Iha Kutuhali. Dev Grihe, in the temple room. Jagannath Mishra, Mishra Puranda, Jagannath Mishra, Jagannath Sutta, Sachinanda, he appeared in the family of Brahmins. In fact, just as in Vrindavan, Sri Krishna, he appeared in the family of the cowherd men. Brajendra Nandana Jai Shachi Shuta Hoilo Shay Balarama Hoilo Nitai. Narottam Thakur Mahashai, he sings that Brajendra Nandan, the darling son of the king of Braj, Nandadula, Brajendra Nandan Jai, Shachishuta Hoilo Shay. He appeared as the son of Sachi Devi. Balarama Hoilo Nitai. And Lord Balaram is Nityananda Prabhu. In Vrindavan, they were cowherd boys. And in Mayapur, they are Dvija Putra. They are the sons of Brahmins. And all of Mahaprabhu's intimate associates in Mayapur, they are Brahmins. Like Advaita Acharya and Srivas Thakur and Gadada Pandit. They're all Brahmins and they're all worshipping deities at home. Who knows what deities Goshunda was worshipping at home? Who knows what deities Goshunda was worshipping at home? He was worshipping Damodar Shalagram Shila from Kaligandaki River, Nepal. Did you know that? Damodar Shila, Shalagram Shila. And the Adhokshaja Vishnu Narayan Chaturbhuj deity, which was found when they were Thakur Bhaktivinoda. Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he appeared at the end of the previous century. He built the temple, Yogpit, and when they were, what's it called? Digging up the earth. What's that called? Excavating the foundation. They found a deity, a Chaturbhuj Narayan, Adhokshaja Vishnu, and this is considered to be the family deity of Jagannath Mishra. And that deity you'll still see on the altar in the Jogpit. So in the temple room, in Goshunda's temple room, in the traditional Bengali house, the Hindus who are worshipping, they have a temple room. A temple room. A special room. Only where the deity... In the old houses in Nepal, there is the temple room, a separate room. Temple room. The kitchen is a separate room. The bathroom, that's not actually part of the house. It's outside. This is the Vedic style. The bathroom is not attached. The latrine is not in the house. But we're all advanced in modern civilization. And we have an apartment in the city. And we have everything in there together. But in the traditional life, it's a village. It's in the cottages made of clay. Made of clay. Even Mahadev, today we saw temples of Lord Shiva, Mahadev, even Mahadev, Shambhu, he desires to reside in a clay hut in Navadip and chant the name of Gauranga. Mayarapur Antadipe, Janabir Tire, Gauranga Bhajibo Ami, Rohira Kutire. Mayapur Anturbagi, in Antadip in Mayapur, Janabir Tire, on the banks of Maganga. Gauranga Bhaji Bhavami. I will chant the names of Gauranga, Gauranga, Rohire Kutire, living in a cottage. That's the desire of Lord Shiva. Chanting the name of Gauranga, that bestows upon one prema, love of Godhead. Narottam Thakur Mahashaya, he sings, Jai Gauranga Namaloy Tarahoy Prem Udoy. Jai Gauranga Namaloy. Those who take the name of Gauranga, Tarahoy Prem Udoy. There is arousal of prema, love of God, by taking the name of Gauranga. And Lord Shiva desires to chant the name of Gauranga in Antadip in Mayapur, on the banks of Ganga, in a kutir, in a cottage. So Goshundar, even though he is a Shyam Bhagavan, he can appear in any place at any time, and just like in Dwarkadish, he's living in the most palatial buildings, surrounded by hundreds of servants. Even he had 16,000 wives. He can enjoy opulence which we cannot even imagine. However, he desires to live in this simple cottage environment on the banks of Maganga in Navadip. It's not that he's forced to take birth there, just like You didn't have a choice. You're born here in Kathmandu. No? You're born here. You don't have a choice. You just end up here. Like it or not. Mahaprabhu, he chooses. It's not that he's just, he's born in Bengal. He chooses. He actually enjoys Nadiya Bihari on the banks of Ganga, living in a simple cottage, teaching Shastra. This is how God enjoys. And he gets married and he enjoys household life. You know that he's forced to do these things, like we are, to fulfill desires from many, many births. Bahuni may janmani tabacharjuna. Bahuni may vititani janmani tabachar. Bahuni, bahut janma. So many lives we've had. And we have desires from previous lives that are unfulfilled. And that forces us to take birth again in this situation. And again we will take birth. Unless we chant Hare Krishna. Chaktadeha puna janmanaiti mrameti shavajina. Then we don't have to take birth again. So they were worshipping deities. Although he is Swayam Bhagavan, he is the Supreme Lord. He doesn't need to do puja. He doesn't need to do any tapa. He doesn't need to do any purificatory process. But he does. It's a lila. Why does he get married? He doesn't need to get married. He's Lakshmi Shahasra Shatrashambrama Shebhyamanam. He's surrounded by Lakshmi Shahasra, thousands of Lakshmis. Lakshmi Shahasra Shata, hundreds of thousands. Lakshmi Shahasra Shata, hundreds of thousands. Shatrashambrama Shebhyama. Shambrama, respectful. Sebhyamanam Seva. He's constantly served by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis in the spiritual world. So, he has no requirement to get married. But why does he get married? Why does he get married? Just think about these things. Sri Chaitanya Doya Koraho Bichar. You should understand the activities of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Doya Koraho Bichar. You should understand. You should consider. You should remember. You should hear the activities and pastimes of the Lord. Bichar Kori Chitte Pabe Chamatkar. Considering his activities. Vichar kore, chitte, in your heart. Chitte, pabe, chamatkar, you will be astonished. Why does he get married? He gets married to fulfill the desires of Lakshmi Devi. That's his interest. He has no duty. He doesn't have to go to work. He doesn't have to pay the electricity bill. He doesn't have to do this, do that, go get petrol, fill up the tank. Every day we're victimized by so many things we have to do. We have to do. We get no choice. Have to do. Many times we're traveling, we meet people, they say, oh Prabhu, well, we're asking, how is your Krishna consciousness? Well, I have to be at the office at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then, actually you don't have to. Maya jale jacho beshe kacho habutu bubai. We're entangled. We're forced to do these things, even though we don't want to. Material life, forced to do these things. Why does he marry Lakshmi Devi? Because to fulfill her desire. His only interest is to fulfill the desire of his devotees. And he enjoys household life. Now Sachi Devi, she doesn't think that my son is God. One time, Goshundar, he was on the street in Navadip, and he met 20 sannyasis. 20 sannyasis in one place. That's actually quite a significant event. Even in the Mayapur festival. How often do you see 20 sannyasis here in ISKCON Nepal? Maybe 1, 2. Usually 1. Maybe 2. 20, even you go to Mayapur festival, you won't even see 20 sannyasis, maybe 10, 15. But 20 sannyasis just wandering on the street in Navadip. And Goshundar, what did he do? He invited them for lunch. He's a grihasta. He invited them for lunch. And he sends message. He has many students, many followers. They're Nitya Shidha Mukta Purush, eternal Shidha Purush. They appear in Navadip as ordinary students just to become the students of Vishamba, Navadip Chandra. And this is their eternal relationship. They're always his students in Navadip, in Nitya Lila. So he sends a student home to Sachi Devi, tells Sachi Devi 20 sannyasis are coming for lunch. Maybe only 1.5 hours advance notice. All the ladies are astonished. Oh. Now when Sachi Devi heard the news, she also, Gore Kichune, I Chinte Mone Mone. I, that's the name of Sachi Devi, I, Gore Kichune. The kitchen, nothing, we have nothing in the kitchen. Gore Kichune, I Chinte Mone Mone. She's completely traumatized, you could say. Not traumatized, but what is it, like? Stressed out. Yeah, stressed out. Chinte. I chinte. Gore Kichune, I Chinte Mone Mone. Kuri Jon Shannashi Bitko Hoibe Kemone. How will we feed 20 sannyasis? She doesn't think, my son is God. She doesn't think that, even though he is. He's living with her every day. She thinks it is my son. Even she prayed once in the sang the kirtans in Shantipur and seeing Goshunda the way he was dancing. It was the last kirtans before Mahaprabhu left Navadip, having taken sannyas. Sannyas shiradharma nahe shannash koriya nitya janmashtane rohe kutumbalaya. From his own lips, Mahaprabhu says, sannyas dharma nahe. It's not the duty of a sannyasi, shannash koriya, having accepted sannyas, nitya janmashtane rohe, to stay in one's birthplace, kutumbalaya, surrounded by family members. So everybody knew that Mahaprabhu is going to go. They didn't know where he's going to go. But Nityananda Prabhu, he brought him to Shantipur for 10 days so they could get some quality association. And it would be easier for them to accept his renunciation. So those kirtans, Mahaprabhu was performing the sound, hearing the sound of the kirtan, Mahaprabhu, he could not restrain himself from dancing. Kirtan korite Prabhu, Sharva Bhav Udoy. Sharva Bhav Udoy. All of the ecstatic symptoms of prema, Udoy, would erupt in his body, hearing the kirtan. Kirtan korite Prabhu Sharva Bhav Udoy, Stamba Kampa Pulakasra Gadgara Pralay. Stamba, he would become stunned like a pillar. Kampa, his body would quiver. Pulakasra, his hair would stand on end like a ripe jackfruit. Gadgara, he would become choked up. Pralay, devastation. What does devastation look like? But Mahaprabhu would manifest devastation in the kirtan. So seeing Mahaprabhu dance, Sachi Devi, she prayed, oh Lord Narayan, all the seva I have done for you since my childhood, now as a result of that seva I desire a benediction. What did she pray for? Oh, exalted Vaishnav Mandali of Bhaktapur, would you like to hear what she prayed for? She said that when Nimai crashes to the ground in the kirtan, kindly let him not feel any pain in his body. Sachi Devi, she doesn't think that Nimai is God. And they're performing the lila, they're performing household pastimes, like ordinary householders. Sachi Devi, she doesn't know, she doesn't remember in a previous life I was Majasoda and Nanda Dulal. She doesn't remember. How is that possible? How is that possible? You were Majasoda, you forget. How is that possible? Krishna is your child, the Majasoda, and you forget. How is it possible she forgets? How is it possible? Because Keval Shuddha Prem, Aishwarya Na Jane, Aishwarya Dekle on Nija Shambhanda Shemane. Keval Shuddha, she's in such love. She's in such love that she simply thinks he's my child. And Aishwarya Dekle in, sometimes he displays opulence of Godhead. Nija Shambhanda Shemane. She thinks, no, he's not God. Momentarily, wow, astonishing. And they say, the Navadip Basis, they say, even in a dream, one Brahmana, Jyoti Moy, a fulgent Brahman, he appeared before Jagannath. He said, Mishra, your son, Nimai, it's not appropriate that you give him instruction. He is the ocean of knowledge, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He doesn't require any instruction or correction from you. Imagine a dream like that. What sort of dreams do we have? Last night we were discussing dreams in Chaitanya Leela. What a topic. Jagannath Mishra has a dream. Mishra, in the dream, he responds. In his dream, he responds, Mishra kahe, Dev Shiti Muni Keni Noi, Jai She Bodo Hop Matro Ama Tanoi. Huh? Dev Shiti Muni Keni Noi. Yeah, why not? Keni Noi. Muni, he's a great rishi, a Shita Purush, he's a perfect being. Dev, he's a demigod, even the supreme god. Jai She Bodo Hop. No matter how extraordinary he is, Matro Amar Tanoi. But he's my son. And it's my responsibility to correct him and give him an education. So even they say, your son is God. They cannot think, wow, how? Because there's so much in love. It's way beyond the love that we in this world, the parent feels for the child. That's actually temporary. It's temporary. This is nitta shambandha. There's such a vatsalya ras, love for his child, that even they forget he's God. Understand? So much love. That's why they forget he's God. Because the opulence of God and realizing God, there's nothing compared to loving this boy. That's God realization. Man, my child is so beautiful. He's so charming. That's how much love. We cannot even understand. So in the household ashram, in the Sachi Devi, she's doing the house. She's Lucky Devi. She's the goddess of Vaikuntha. She's the source of all wealth and riches, and she is scrubbing the floor of Goshando's kutir and cleaning the puja paraphernalia for his worship. Dev Grihe Koren Jai Shashtika Mandali. Shashtika Mandali, we arrived in ISKCON Kathmandu Hare Krishna land. And a nice swastika mandali for our reception, expressing their appreciation that we've taken so much trouble to come from a long way away to come and visit a swastika mandali. Seeing one's purified. In Mayapur we used to have Hati Parikrama. Swastika mandali, the young ladies, they're making, they're very beautiful, swastika mandali. So every day, Lucky Devi in the temple room, she would make swastika mandali. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says in his purport that he says the lady who makes the swastika mandali in the temple room, that lady purifies 7 generations of your family. A lady who makes swastika mandali with cow dung, before in front of the deity of Lord Keshav, is never separated from her husband or children or wealth. One who decorates the temple of Lord Vishnu with swastika mandali enjoys happiness and wealth within the 3 worlds, incomparable within the 3 worlds. Lakshmi Devi drew shapes of conchas and chakras throughout the temple room and on the walls. Gandha, Pushpa, Dub, Deep, Shubhashita Jal, Ishar Pujar, Joto Koren Shakal, Gandha, the scented, Gandha is Chandan, scented, the Chandan paste. She would grind the Chandan. The Pushpa, she would collect the flowers, and arrange the flowers for the Dhub. She would make the lamps. Deep, she would arrange the Agarbatti. Shubhashita Jal, she would collect jal from Ma Ganga, she would carry. In those days there was no tap and shower. Actually the ladies, they're carrying. Yeah. In Nepal also they're carrying. Here's a beautiful pukur here you have here. It must be ancient. Shubhashita Jal from Maganga. She's carrying a jal. Carrying the jal. And that would be scented with scented with a little chandan, a little gulab jal, rose scented water, and that would be set up and arranged in a nice receptacle, ready for Ishar Puja, for the worship of the Lord. Shajakorin Shakal, she would arrange all of the items for puja, and the asan was there, and then Goshundor, he would go and take bath in Maganga and come and put on fresh dhoti and tilak and sit down and worship Shalagam Shiva. Lakir charitra dekhi Shri Gaur Sundor Muke kichu na bolen shantosh antor. It's a little controversial, this one. Lakir charitra dekhi, seeing the character of his wife, the seva, from early morning to late at night, household. She's the queen of Vaikuntha. And she's personally cleaning and cleaning the temple room, collecting the flowers, collecting Ganga Jal, arranging all items. So we're seeing Lokki Choditra Deki, seeing her character. Sri Gaurusundor, Muke Kichu na bolen. Muke Kichu na bolen. He did not express any words of appreciation. Santosh antor, but antor, bitare, antor, within, antor, shantosh. He was very satisfied and pleased. Now, why didn't say anything? Yeah, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that due to social injunctions at the time, due to social injunctions at the time, the Lord did not externally, publicly means that in front of others. He didn't praise his wife in front of others. However, he was very satisfied within. And he bestowed his heartfelt mercy upon Lokki Devi, seeing her activities of serving the Lord by collecting ingredients of Vishnu worship, serving Tulasi. She would worship Tulasi. And serving his mother, who is the personification of pure goodness. Tobe, yes, this one. Konadin Lokki Lai Prabhu Charan. On some days, Lokki Lai Prabhu Charan, she would sit at the lotus feet of the Lord. Boshia Taken Pada Tole Onukon. Boshia Taken Pada Tole. She would sit. Onukon means for, actually, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur translates that many hours. She would sit at the lotus feet of the Lord and massage his feet for many hours. Henomote, Lokki Narayan Navadipe. In this way, Lokki Narayan Navadipe. In Navadip. Keho nahi chine achin gudarupa, and no one could recognize them as the Supreme Personality of God, as Lakshmi and Narayan, and appeared in Navadip. Now the various Mahaprabhu, he was very kind toward the poor people. Nirabadi, Otiti, Ashe, Prabhur Gore, Nirabadi, Otiti Ashe, Prabhur Gore. There was constantly there were guests coming to the house of Nimai Pandit. Nirabadi, without cessation. Nirabadi, Otiti Ashen, Prabhur Gore, Jar Jeno Jogya Prabhu, Den Shabakari. And he would receive all of those guests according to their respective qualifications. So he would give Dukir Dekile Prabhu, Boro Doya Kori, seeing the poor people. Prabhu, Boro Doya Kori, he was very merciful and kind. Anna, Bastra, Kati Pati, Deho, Gouda Hari. He would feed Anna, Bastra, he would feed. He would give clothes, Kati Pati, he would give money. Deho, Gouda Hari. In this way he would show kindness upon the poor people. And there was a constant flow of guests coming to the house of Nimai Pandit in Navadip. Nirabadi or Titiyashe, Prabhu Gore, constantly. So those 20 sannyasis that came that day, Mahaprabhu, he personally served them. At home, there was Shachi Devi and Lokhi Devi and Goshundo. And Shachi Devi and Lokhi Devi, they would cook the items for 20 sannyasis. And Goshundo himself, he would sit and he would personally feed them prashadam to their full satisfaction. So Vrindavan Das Thakur, he's considering who were those sannyasis? Who were those sannyasis that came to accept lunch in the house of Nimai Pandit? Yeah. Sheshabhatiti, Parama Bhagyavan. How fortunate. Sheshabhatiti. How fortunate, the most fortunate. Lakhi Narayan Jar Kore on the down to receive lunch cooked by Lakshmi Devi and served to you by Lord Narayan. How fortunate. Parama Bhagyavan, the most fortunate. Who were those 20 sannyasis? Brahma, Shiv, Shuk, Vyas, Narad, Adi Kori, Shur, Siddha, Adi, Jota, Shachanda, Bihari. Brahma, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Shukdev Goswami, Vyasadev, Narad Muni, Shurya, the demigods, Surya, the demigods, Shitha, the Shitha Purushas from Shitha Loka, Adi, Jota, Shachanda, Bihari, those Shachanda, Bihari, those who have the ability to wander anywhere within the universe according to their own desire. Those persons. Lokhi Narayan, Avartirna, Navadipe, Jani, Shab, Aishen, Bhikkhu Rupe, hearing, Lokhi Narayan, Avartirna, Navadipe, that hearing that Lakshmi Devi and Narayan had appeared in Navadip. Jani, hearing that, Shabai, Arshen, Bhikkhu Rupa, they assumed the form of mendicant sannyasis. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Narad Muni, Shukdev Goswami. They all assumed the form of mendicant sannyasis, hearing that Lakshmi Narayan had appeared in Navadip and were performing the pastime of householders. So the great demigods and the great mystics and Siddha Purushas, they assumed the form of mendicant sannyasis wandering around Navadip in order to receive alms in the house of Nimai Pandit. Grihaster Mahaprabhu Shikayan Dharma. In this way, by his own pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching all Grihastas. Grihaster Mahaprabhu Shikayan Dharma, religious principles, religious duties of the householders. He's personally demonstrating Shikayan in order to teach. Atiti Sheba Grihaster Mul Karma. And the fundamental religious principle for Grihastha is Otiti Seva, receiving guests. And Goshunda himself, along with his eternal consort, Lokhi Devi, appeared in Mayapur and performed the pastimes of householders to teach the whole of humanity the religious duties of householder life. Any questions?
ये प्रश्न छ भने त्यस्तो मौका पाउनुहुन्न बारम्बार
today's time, how is it possible to follow similar things?
What an interesting question. How is it possible? Well, in today's time, the girls are not married at 11 years old. So we're not going to follow that. And the boys are not married when they're 15, so we don't have to that we don't worry. But many things can be followed. Like, for example, if the wife can, if the husband should be worshipping deities. Grihastha, Vaishnava Grihastha, actually, this Diksha mantra, you see, Sunago Prabhu is chanting Gayatri mantra. My son Dhruvananda, he has Gayatri thread, he's chanting Gayatri mantra. This actually is for puja. This Gayatri mantra, this Poito, what's it called in Yoga-sutra, what's it called in Nepali? Yoga-sutra. This is for puja. It's not for scratching the back. This is actually for puja. It's for puja. And at the time of initiation, the diksha, because actually the second initiation is not compulsory for attaining prema. It's not a compulsory. Even without second initiation, you can attain prema, Krishna prema, by chanting Hare Krishna. Kali Yuga, Nam Rupe, Krishna Avatar, Nam Hoite Hoi, Sharva Jagata Nishtha. Nam Hoite Hoi, by taking the name, Sharva Jagata Nishtha, you can get delivered and attain the spiritual world just by chanting Hare Krishna. We chanted before, Jai Gauranga Nama Loy, Tara Hoi Premudoy. You chant the name Gauranga, you get prema. You get prema. That prema is what will take you to Krishna at the time of death. It's not the tapasya. It's not even the banasram dharma, the renunciation, or the jagya. It's the prema. It's the love of God. The love of God. That's what will take you to the spiritual world. Your love for Krishna. And therefore, we're chanting Hare Krishna to awaken love for Krishna. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Jai to Shabab Jai Jope. Jai Jope. Who chants Hare Krishna? Tare Krishna Upajaye Bhav. Chanting Hare Krishna, Upajaye, arousal of Bhav. Feelings of love for Krishna. And in those feelings of love, that's what will save us at the time of death. That's what will take us to Krishna. The love that we have cultivated, that we have revived as a result of chanting the holy name. That's why the Lord appears in the form of the holy name. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatar. Tomar loite. To deliver you, ami hoinu avatar. I have come. Enecha oshad maya nashi baralagi harinama mahamantra loud to me mage. I'm begging you take this mahamantra. It's the oshad, which will destroy the illusion. So actually we don't need to chant Gayatri mantra for attaining love of God. So why we're initiating in Prabhupada is giving, Prabhupada accepted Harinam Diksha, he accepted Gayatri Diksha from Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada gave the Gayatri Diksha for the deity worship. For the deity worship. When one is initiated in the Gayatri mantras, one is given the confidential mantras used in worshipping the deity at the time of making offerings. When one special appearance of the Lord is in his childhood, Goshunda, he appeared before one itinerant Brahmin who came wandering into the house of Jagannath Misra. And Jagannath Misra immediately invited him, please cook, please cook. And he cooked. And then even before, whilst making the offering, Nimai came, he ate that offering. You know this story? And Jagannath is so angry, they're chasing him, and then, no, Mishra, don't beat the child, he doesn't know, he's a young child. I'll just eat fruits and roots. I live in the forest, I'm happy with fruits and roots. Oh, no, please. All the whole family gathered. No, please, cook again. Please, cook again. It's so auspicious for us. Okay. Again they cleaned the kitchen. Again they brought all the ingredients. Again he cooked same items. He's ringing the bell in meditation. Around his neck was Shalagam Shila and Bal Gopal. Hearing the bell, again Nimai is there eating. He couldn't believe it. Aye, again the child has spoiled the offering. And this time, no, that's it. It's late at night. I'm not going to just... Krishna does not want me to eat rice today. You have to accept your allotment. No. And then Vishwarup, Mahaprabhu's elder brother Vishwarup, he fell at the feet of the Brahman. He held his feet. It's very difficult to refuse the request of a person who is holding your feet. It's very difficult to refuse the request of a person who's holding your feet. Vishwarup, Nityananda Prakash, he's holding the feet of that Brahmin. Please, Goshai, please cook again. And being charmed by the character of Vishwarup, that Brahmin, he cooked again. This is already midnight. And by this time everyone fallen asleep. The shari of Nidra Devi, it brushed the cheeks of everyone in the house of Jagannath Misra. They all fell asleep. And then deep in the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, the Brahmin is ringing the bell. Again Nimai comes. He couldn't believe it. And he's calling out, everyone's asleep. And Nimai says, what sort of Brahmin are you? You're calling me again and again. You're calling me again and again. And when I come, you think it's a disaster. More mantra jopi, more abahan. Rohite na pariyami ashi tomar sthan. More mantra jopi. You're chanting my mantra. Chanting my mantra, it obliges the Lord. These mantras that you received in the second initiation, they're confidential mantras. The Lord becomes controlled by those mantras. And in chanting those mantras at the time of offering, he's attracted and he accepts that offering. As more mantra jopi, he says, you're chanting my mantra, more mantra jopi, more abahan. You're chanting my mantra, you're inviting me. Rohite na pari ami, I cannot resist. Rohite na pari ami, ashi tomar sthan, I come and accept that offering. So this is the parampara, this is actually the mantras we chant, they're given by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He's personally selected those mantras that he initiated Prabhupada and they're confident, they're powerful mantras. Yeah? And they're used for worshipping the deity, particularly Shalagam Shila. And therefore in ISKCON one's not permitted to worship the Shalagam unless being initiated in those confidential mantras. So that's for grihastas. In the temples we have, but at the home degree you have to eat. You have to eat. So you have to eat the prasad. So you have to have the Lord to accept. You have to have the deity, or you have to have the mantras. That's why the grihastas should be initiated. So this the grihastas can do. The husband can offer bhoga, and the wife, she can set up the items for puja. And in this way, in some way, you can align your household activities just like those of Lakhi Narayan and Lakhi and Goshandor. And in this way, your household life becomes sadhana. So you can do those things. You can decorate the temple room. You can collect flowers. You can grind the chandan. You can cook the offerings. So that most of what was described were those activities surrounding related to the puja. So all of those activities can be done even in the modern apartment. Even if you like, you can massage your husband's feet. Other questions? Shamaveta Gaud Bhakta Vrinda ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaud Premanande Hari Hari Gaud.